Good day, everyone. The American Gear Manufacturers Association is pleased to present the Supply Chain Management Certification Program webinar. We are very pleased to welcome all of you to this program. My name is Eric, and I will be your host for today's webcast. Please note that today's call is being recorded, and all participant lines will be muted during the broadcast. If you are listening to the program over the phone and you need assistance at any time today, please press *0 and an operator will assist you. Today's presentation will last up to 60 minutes and include a specific question and answer period. However, you can enter a question for us at any time during today's presentation. You may submit a question by typing it into the box in the lower left corner of the window. Then be sure to click on the send button located next to the box. If you are listening to the audio only and do not have access to the chat box, you may submit your questions to agma@compartners.com. These instructions will be repeated later in the program. In addition, I would like to draw everyone's attention to the links box located to the left of the slide. To view or print the presentation slides, just click once on the handout link, and a separate web browser window will open to display the information and allow you to print it. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Rosemarie Bundock, who will introduce today's webinar. Please go ahead, Rosemarie.
Thank you, Eric. As Eric mentioned, my name is Rosemarie Bundock. I am the Education Manager here at AGMA. And before I hand it off to our presenter, I wanted to take a moment to thank the AGMA Foundation for their support and partnership in developing and delivering new educational courses such as this one. The Supply Chain Management Certificate Program came out as a result of an industry-wide survey that the Foundation conducted in 2017. Respondents to the survey identified that staying current with challenges up and down the supply chain was one of their top business challenges. And as a whole, the survey also showed a desire for AGMA and AGMA Foundation to offer non-technical training for those on the business side of the house. So AGMA teamed up with Ranken Technical College to answer this need, and we are excited to finally have this training available to our membership. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Dr. Justin Jones, IT Project Manager of Business and Supply Chain Systems at a Fortune 50 company, and he is also an adjunct instructor at Ranken Technical College. Dr. Jones, thanks for joining us today, and I'll hand it off to you to walk us through the program.
Okay, thank you, and hello everybody. As Rosemarie mentioned, my name is Dr. Jones, and I will be the instructor for several of these classes at Ranken for the Supply Chain Certificate Program. So we'll start off with the program overview. Ranken Supply Chain Management Certificate Program is offered completely online. Topics include, topics covered in this 6-course program include integrated supply chain management, inventory management, manufacturing and service operations, order fulfillment and customer service, transportation, and warehousing. The program curriculum also prepares students for the Council of Supply Chain Management SC Pro certification. And throughout this webinar, we will dive deeper into each of these classes in the curriculum, as well as the description and the expected outcomes. So for the curriculum, these are your 6 classes, as we just mentioned. One caveat, you can take these courses in any particular order. However, it's highly recommended to begin with course number 1 because that's really your high-level overview, what supply chain is, why it's important, and the subsequent courses, 2 through 6, are more detailed for that particular topic. So course number 1, Integrated Supply Chain Management. Interest in supply chain management in both the private and public sectors has soared in recent years. Leading organizations now recognize the immense opportunities that can be leveraged through effective supply chain management in areas ranging from competitive strategy to market share to shareholder value. To gain these competitive advantages, they need skilled individuals who can design, execute, and manage their supply chain. This course provides a solid foundation of knowledge of supply chain management concepts, components, and principles. Essentially, this is, as I mentioned before, a very high-level, 30,000-foot view of what supply chain management is, its importance, and some of those foundational concepts, components, and principles. The outcomes of this course for students to be able to explain fundamental supply chain management concepts, components, and principles, describe the important role of supply chains in today's business and economy, describe the critical role of technology in the supply chain, apply knowledge to evaluate and manage an effective supply chain, and analyze and improve supply chain processes. Course number 2, inventory management. And description is inventory management is a critical component of supply chain management, addressing how much inventory should be carried across the supply chain, where to carry it, and how much safety stock is required to meet an organization's cost and customer service objectives. This course provides an understanding of fundamental concepts of inventory management and the strategic role that inventory plays in the modern supply chain environment. Outcomes of this course are that students can explain basic inventory management goals, roles, concepts, purposes, and terminology, including periodic inventory, perpetual inventory, safety stock, cycle count, ABC, carrying, and stock out costs, just to name a few. Describe inventory management elements, processes, interactions, and challenges. Describe principles, strategies for establishing efficient and effective inventory flows. Describe new approaches to reducing inventory, including postponement, vendor-managed inventories, cross-docking, and quick response systems. And explain the essential trade-offs between inventory and transportation costs, including the impact of carrying costs. And to describe best practices for assessing inventory management performance using standard metrics and frameworks. Course 3, Manufacturing and Service Operations. This course is, to succeed in manufacturing and service operations, managers need both technical and behavioral skills and know how to apply these skills to transform processes and outputs in a wide variety of operational contexts throughout the supply chain. This course covers planning, organizing, controlling, directing, motivating, and coordinating functions used to produce goods or services. Students will also gain a deep understanding of long-term strategic decisions, such as facility location, midterm tactical decisions, such as setting levels of inventory and labor, and short-term operational decisions, such as job assignments. Some outcomes. Describe basic manufacturing and service operations, concepts, purposes, terminology, roles, and goals. Types of manufacturing and services, planning processes, inventory and labor requirements, process control, productivity levels, and budget control. And also other key elements, processes and interactions, including facility, material and labor requirements planning, scheduling, continuous process, and quality improvement processes, including TQM, ISO, Six Sigma, SPC, Theory of Constraints, FEMA, and 5S. And as you can see, there's several other outcomes of this course. I'll keep it brief. As you mentioned earlier, the links to this presentation are on the left side of this webinar. Course 4 is Order Fulfillment and Customer Service. Description is this course brings together authoritative knowledge about all facets of order fulfillment and customer service process management throughout the supply chain. This course also addresses planning, organizing, controlling, and coordinating order fulfillment and service operations activities from initial customer inquiry all the way through post-sale service. Students will gain a deep understanding of these crucial processes, which may be the only direct contacts some organizations have with their customers and can make or break organizational reputations. I'll read a few of the outcomes of this course are to describe basic concepts of order fulfillment and customer service and their essential roles in meeting customer expectations, explain key elements and processes in order fulfillment and customer service and interactions amongst them, explain principles and strategies for establishing efficient, effective, and sustainable order fulfillment and customer service processes, and describe critical role of technology in managing order fulfillment and customer service processes. Course 5 is on transportation. Description is the proper management of transportation processes and issues is critical to fulfilling customer demand and the ultimate success of the supply chain. This course focuses on the key principles, strategies, and decisions required for the cost-efficient, effective flow of goods between sellers and buyers. A few of the outcomes include explaining basic transportation management concepts and their essential roles in demand fulfillment, including transportation leaks, efficiencies, and aligning capabilities with customer requirements. Describing key elements, processes, and interactions of transportation operations management, including transportation modes, execution, and control. And explaining design principles and strategies for establishing efficient, effective, and sustainable transportation operations, including functional control, terms of sale, outsourcing, model and carrier selection, rate negotiation, contracting, consolidation, third-party logistics companies, sustainability, and overcoming barriers to success, just to name a few. And the final course, 6, warehousing. The description of this course is the proper management of warehousing is vital to the fulfillment of customer demand and the ultimate success of the supply chain. This course brings together authoritative knowledge about all facets of warehouse process and operation supply chain management. This course will cover basic warehousing, storage and handling operations, strategic planning, and the effects of warehousing design and service decisions on total logistics cost and customer service. A few of the outcomes are to explain basic warehousing management concepts and their essential role in demand fulfillment, including warehousing functions, efficiency, organizational roles, and benefits. Describe elements, processes, and interactions in warehousing operations management, including product handling, labor management, warehouse support, and extended value chain processes. And explain principles and strategies for effectively planning and managing warehouse operations, including decisions about facility ownership, planning, and strategy. So I wanted to also provide a brief overview of what to expect, especially for those of you who have never taken an online course, and how that works. So here at Ranken, as we mentioned, there's 6 courses completely offered online. Each of these courses are 8 weeks long. Essentially, each course is broken down into 4 separate modules. So as you can see here, Module 1, that includes week 1 and week 2, Module 2, 3, 4, and so forth. The various topics we will cover, your typical agenda for each module is each week you'll have a discussion post. Usually on Wednesdays is when your initial post is due. We have our own Inside Ranken learning management system. If you're not familiar, it's similar to Blackboard, Canvas, and others. And that's where the discussion post is where the interaction happens between you and your fellow classmates. Answering a discussion topic, replying to your fellow classmates. And at the end of each module, there will be an assessment on your knowledge quiz, and there will also be a final paper, again, based on the topics covered throughout that module. And here's just further detail. Again, I really wanted to try to provide as much information as possible, especially for those who have not taken online courses. I know there can be some people are a bit wary of taking them, especially if they haven't experienced that. So here's an example for discussion questions. Each week there will be a discussion question based on the reading and presentation material. Initial posts are due by Wednesday, and response posts are due by Sunday. Typically respond to at least a couple of your classmates. And module quizzes, as I mentioned, there's quiz at the end of each module based on the information and topics covered. And here's just an example. They can include, short answer, multiple choice, true, false, typical assessments, and module papers. At the end of each module, students will write a paper based on the topics covered during that module and explain the importance to, that overarching course theme and, supply chain management. And I will add the, obviously the topics do vary from, module to module and course to course for the paper. And the learning management system, as I mentioned, inside Ranken is the learning management system used at Ranken Technical College. Further instructions are also provided to students prior to beginning the program. But one thing I wanted to do was to share my screen really quick so that you guys can actually see it from the student's perspective. So if you give me a minute, I just need to log in and then I will share my screen. Okay, I am currently sharing my screen. And so this is, as I mentioned, inside Ranken is Ranken Technical College's learning management system. This is where, the student will go to see all the course material. This is the typical layout, a lot of the course information. This is a previous course, not this course particular, just because we don't have this one set up yet since the first class isn't until September. But I wanted to go ahead and share. See, we have, information for syllabus, chapter presentations. These courses as well will be provided, presentations and videos that aid in the learning. Announcements, that's where, I as the instructor will like maybe have weekly announcements or just heads up or just, information I can provide from, other topics or other news going on in the industry that may be helpful to the students. Over on the left side is where they have the course weekly assignments, and this is where you will go through and see everything that is due based on the week or, in our case, the module. And typical, your grade book, being able to see what you have, and we also have the collaboration tab, and that's where I mentioned those discussion posts. That's where you'll go to see the post, apply, write to the post, reply to your classmates. I can't share that just because we had, this is a previous class and I don't want to show what other students have wrote. All right, so that's the end of the sharing. Let me move on. For additional information, I know the link is also provided again in the left-hand side of all, the slide we presented today, the description of each course, the outcomes, the expectations. We try to be as detailed as possible because even for those of you that may not want to take all of the courses, at least take a couple that are specific to you. And I just want to remind everybody that supply chain management isn't just industry specific. It's not only, a lot of people think supply chain management, oh, that's manufacturing companies, where it's applicable to everything, not just manufacturing, but also healthcare industries, financial industries. It's very applicable to all of those, and there's also a link to the course schedule, but it's also provided here as well. And I believe that is all that I have. So, Rosemary, I will pass it back to you, or we can open up for Q&A.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Yeah, so go ahead and open up for Q&A. In the chat box on the left-hand side of everyone's screen, you have the ability to type in a question. So, if you have any more questions regarding a particular topic or just the program in general, now is a great time to get those questions in, now that we have Dr. Jones on the line. So we'll hang tight for a couple of minutes here to allow some time for some questions, and then, and then we'll wrap up a little early.
Okay, perfect. And I will add while we're waiting just a background on myself. So most of my education is in the supply chain management realm, bachelor's in supply chain management, master's in engineering management, concentration in supply chain management, and then I received my doctorate in business administration with a concentration in global supply chain management. And as far as experience goes, as Rosemary kind of hit on at the beginning, I currently, I actually work for a Fortune 500 company, or Fortune 50 company. I've been with them for several years. I've done things from worked in engineering, IT, and supply chain management, as both an analyst to procurement agent. So I have buying experience and the supply chain management experience as well. And that's it. So like I said, we'll just wait to see if anybody has any questions.
And as a reminder, to enter a question through the web conference system, simply type your question into the box in the lower left corner of the window and click on the send button. All right, and hearing no questions, do you guys want to go ahead and wrap up? Dr. Jones and Rosemary, do you have anything else to add?
I'd just like to add, if anyone has any follow-up questions that they think of later on, feel free to email education@agma.org. If it's something that AGMA can answer or if it's something specific to Dr. Jones, we're happy to kind of forward that over to him and get a response back. So let us know if you guys have any other questions leading up to the course. And you have all of the course dates here as well, and the prices are on the website for that information. And that's all for me.
Perfect. Well, with that, we will conclude today's webcast. If you do take a look at the links box on the left-hand side of the screen, you will see a link back to the learning platform. Please return back to the learning platform to complete the webinar survey. Your comments and suggestions in the survey are very important to us, and they do help us to provide you with this kind of quality programming. Thank you for your participation in today's webcast. We hope to see you here again soon. Today's program is copyright 2019 by the American Gear Manufacturers Association with all rights reserved. This concludes today's program. Thank you. You may now disconnect.